Okay, guys, welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome in this Fractal tutorial session in English. Welcome to my studio. New look, new lights. I hope you like it. Okay, thanks for subscribing, Fernando. Thank you so much, guys. If you like these tutorials, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today I would like to share with you some information regarding my last presets. It is MF Mega. It is let's say bit complex. I don't know what is the meaning of complex for you. In any case, I would like to show you some solution that could be interesting for your developing of your preset with this amazing system, Fractal. I'm working with the Fractal XFX3, the flagship of the Fractal audio system, and thanks so much to Fractal Audio and of course to G66. Thank you so much for G66 guys. And I go to show this preset that use most of my knowledge and use most of the very, I think, important effects, ambient effects of the Fractal device. Please take care that this preset is available only for XFX3, is not compatible with FM9, for example, because the power request is quite high. Of course, is available for XFX Turbo. I am using the XFX standard in this moment. So let's go to see this preset. Thank you so much for guys. Ciao Frankie. Plus there are some Italian guys, some Italian friends, and I hope there are some non-Italian friends. Again, sorry for my English, of course, as usual. So let's go to the editor, and let's check this preset. As you can see, there are two rows because the preset is quite long. There are a lot of effects, and if you see, the CPU amount is about 80%. So this means that I strongly use the performances of Fractal Audio. Well, let's start to the base of this preset is based on the two amp. One is the PVH 6160 Plus lead and Shiver Clean. As usual, I offer you the possibility to use different kind of amp by switching the channel A, B, C. For example, the B channel use the PVH 6160 block lead. It is quite different. Or you can use Eurored, Modern, and so on. So typically, I create the core of the sound of my preset with two amps. The distortion, the amp one is dedicated to the distortion amp, and I offer all four channels. So when you decide which channel you want to, I suggest you to use the same channel for all scenes, okay? And the second amp is used for the clean. For the clean, in this case, I use the Shiver Clean, or you can select the PVH 6160 clean channel, or the double verb normal, or the band commander clean. I select this clean that match quite good with the cabinet. In this case, I use a factory cabinet with different combination from the 4x12 5153 and two different, one with the microphone 4047 and other one with the SM57. I create some different combinations. Also, there is a second channel, channel B, with the microphone 160, the Bayer Dynamic ribbon microphone. So you can select, but I want to I wanted to highlight some solution regarding this. Lorenzo, are the amp in parallel? Yes, they are in parallel, but it's not used in the same time. Of course, you can use in the same time, but the intention is to use the scene for clean. For example, this is the clean, and the scene for crunch or lead, depends how to use it. So I selected two different amps. So take care when you put the amp in parallel. Is absolutely necessary to set up the amp in this way. I show you. You have to mute the bypass mode, okay? Because by default it is true, but if you put the through, that means that when the amp block is switched off, the direct signal pass over the block, and you can listen. I can show the difference. So now it's not so high, but you can continue to listen. Just a moment. The direct, this sound, and is not good to hear the direct sound of the guitar in the clean or distorted amp. So please, you have to set up your amp in the mute. Okay, now it's muted, so you can decide to select the distortion amp or the clean amp. So remember, first of all, to put the bypass mode in the mute. Okay. Now I have two different sound: the clean sound and the distortion sound. Okay, and I select two different amp. Okay, this is I switch off for some effect. Okay, if I put the off amp in through, the sound is, you can hear the sound is strange because some of the direct signal pass over this block. You have to put in the mute. So typically on the clean sound, I like with very clean sound, because there are several different kind of clean. For example, this is a shiver clean, but if I select the PVH 6160, it's completely different sound. But let's stay to the very clean shiver clean amp. I love this sound, absolutely. First of all, I suggest you, when you use the clean sound, to use the compressor as the first effect. Compressor is necessary to limit the peak, and also it is an auto gain, and it's much more, how can I say, the feedback of the clean is really sweet and smooth. I love the analog compressor because it amplifies the low signal and compress the high signal. So it helps you to keep the signal in the perfect mode. And then the second block is composed by 3 blocks plus the Plex. This is the solution I use to have the possibility to have a different functionality from the single volume pedal. What is Plex? Plex is like a selector, okay? It's like a switch that can let you to select from which row or which source you can get the signal. Okay, let's imagine. Plex as different as up to 6 channel, and the parameter of the Plex is the input select. For example, in the A channel, I get the input from the row number 2. That means that the row number 2 is this one. So that means that the signal is get from the volume pedal. So if I switch on the on the camera on the my FC12, as you can see, something strange. Let me check a moment. Mute input source. Okay, maybe there is some strange configuration. Let me check here. Sorry. No, the scale is correct. I have to check what's happened. Oh, doesn't matter, because the control is not perfectly linear. I'll take care after. So in this case, the functionality is a volume pedal. Okay, if I select the channel B, sorry, of the Plex, I get the signal for row 3. That means so the volume is bypassed. Okay, the volume is bypassed, and you can work with the wah. As you can set up your wah as you want, of course. I only want to suggest you in this case, because when you typically the wah functionality is done with auto engage, okay, where you can select the auto engage functionality. So when you move the pedal, automatically the wah is switched on and off, as you can see here. Typically the off value is to 0, but in this case, in this configuration, there is a problem, because if you switch off the wah, putting the pedal in the low position, when you switch to volume, the volume starts from 0, and this is not nice. For these reasons, I put the off value to the 95%. So the wah is switched off when the pedal is in the upper position. Okay, this is the only trick that I suggest you to adopt. Otherwise, when you switch from wah and volume, you have an audio gap, because you switch off the wah when you are in the low position, you switch to the volume, okay, and you start from 0. This is the problem, okay? I hope you understand. If you don't understand, please write me the question and your comment below the video. So when I select the channel C, okay, I get the signal for row 4, then I bypass the volume and the wah functionality, and I work with the pitch functionality. Pitch, in this case, is configured, is set up like the classic whammy. So you have different kind of also channel of the whammy. Okay, Very nice, very nice. So you can select the channel you want, and of course, the status of the Plex is you can assign the status of the Plex on the scene. So you can have the scene where you use the volume, or you can scene when you use the wah. For example, the scene number 1, it is the lead. Okay, lead I call lead vol because I use the volume. So the Plex is set up to in the channel A, and I have the scene number 4. It is the same scene, but I get, as you can see, I selected the channel B, and I also have the scene number 5 is a lead whammy. Not only you can have also the possibility to select the volume, wah, or pitch as you want during your with a foot switch, and I show you how to do this. Go to the in this case I use the FC per preset functionality because I like to set up my pedal board by the presets. The per preset number 8, as you can see, is effect. Is related to the multiplex. The function I recall is the channel ink deck, okay, and sorry, it is increment +1, not +2. Okay, sorry, this is wrong. Okay, and so practically when I press the switch, I show you. When I switch, I turn around the A, B, and C channel. So I can put the lower limit and the upper limit. So when I press the foot switch assigned to per preset number 8, in this case, the foot switch is, sorry, the layout is this one. Okay, this is the foot switch where I have assigned the per preset number 8. Okay, so when I press the foot switch, as you can see, I can turn around the A, B, and C channel. Okay, so you can assign the channel of Plex by the scene, or you can select manually when you are playing. So it is quite good. So I can show you. Let's have a look at. Volume. Wah. And whammy. Okay, so you can decide yourself if to use the manual selection or use the automatic selection by the scene. Okay, so let's select the whammy and save it. I hope that you understand. This block is quite simple. It is an automation block. It's not really complex, but it is very useful to use different functionality of the pedal volume, assigning the pedal to the volume, wah, or of course any kind of effect you want. So then I put a phaser, and also in this case, as you can see here, I use the per-preset function. Okay, so I assign the placeholder where I select the functionality. In any placeholder, I bypass the effect, in this case the phaser. I assign the color, of course, and I also activate the channel toggle functionality. What does mean channel toggle functionality? It means that I have the possibility to switch on and off the effect. But if I press and hold, I can select two different channels. So, for example, in the channel A, you can see here, the channel A, I use the block 90 effects, phaser, typical Van Allen phaser. If I press and hold, I select the fast vibe, sorry. Okay, so this is also a nice solution to have the possibility to have two different effects or more, because also you can use the channel increment as I use it for the Plex, and you can. So if you use in the smart world the foot switch, you can have thousands of combinations with the same preset. And this is the reason that I typically use one single preset for all my gigs, because it's not necessary to. Typically, the bass is the clean and the distortion sound. But I like to have in the real world, because in the real world you have an amplifier, you have some effects, you cannot change the amplifier. You have a maximum possibility to switch the channel of the amp, but you have the single amp and the single cabinet. So I would like. I like to reproduce the same situation of the real world. Of course, you can do what you want, but this is my philosophy, okay? Good morning, Perry. Okay, so in the same way, I have the drive. I use the last clone Kyrion, it's a clone Centaur drive. It is an amazing drive. In this case, I go to the per preset, and I assign the drive to per preset. In this case, is only switch on and off. But of course, you can also assign a different channel. I show you. I typically copy the tap function and pass it to the old function. Okay. I select the channel toggle. Automatically, it switches to the drive one, and I select the primary channel is A, and the secondary channel is B. Okay. And then I define the per preset is not finished. I have to go to the editor, to the FC edit, sorry, where I have the drive, and I have to assign the per preset category on the tap function and the old in the same way. So per preset number 6. So now I can have the full functionality of the drive. So when I press the drive, as you can see I activate it. If I press and hold, I select the second functionality. In this case, it's the same drive, but I can select, I don't know, the phase fuzz. Okay. Hi, Miguel. You can buy this preset on my store. After the video, you will find the link below the video, of course, and on my store. There is already a mega version, but it's completely different. I totally renew this preset with the PV6160. So let's wait a moment. Otherwise, in any case, you will receive the update of the preset when it's available. Okay, so this is the drive session, and this is the amp session I already described. Okay, with the cabinet, and also I have this pitch. This pitch is nice. Is connected in parallel. Usually after the cabinet, as you can see, after the cabinet, I use the only two, let's say, three effects in series. It is the volume, and this volume is only a boost, is a totally clean boost to switch from the crunch channel, crunch sound to the lead sound. Because typically I use the same sound. If I want more gain, I can switch on the drive if I want, but typically this is an high gain amp, so I don't need. And as you can see, the difference between, for example, the crunch sound and the lead sound, you can see the volume is switched on. Okay, so I have the extra boost. So I switch off the. I have an extra boost of 2.4 dB, 2.4 or 2.6. It is typically, it is the level, it is here. It is typically difference. So this is the only a volume. And then I have the reverb. It is only, let's say, to have an ambient, very small ambient. Believe it, I use the studio. I can also switch out to the normal quality. It is not a problem. I have the looper, of course, if I want to play with myself. And I also the enhance. Enhance it is, I find the correct configuration to, let's say, to make a very wide stereo effect. I show you the difference. It is a bit of an enhance effect because I keep the depth very low. You can, of course, I suggest you don't put too much enhance effect because sometimes you can have a phase problem, especially on the live gigs. Okay, this is the, let's say, the only effect I use in the series after the cabinet. The other effect, like I have a pitch, chorus delay, plex delay, and flange, are useful to create very wide ambient effect. In this case, the pitch. It is a dual chromatic pitch. There is one octave upper and I don't know, the 1/5 the fifth tone upper. It is two voice pitch. Is panned left and right. Okay, don't forget this. I close the eye cut, otherwise the sound is too much, let's say, too much fizzy, let's say, and I tune only the. Remember, when you use the effect in parallel, the mix has to place in the 100%, and you have you can tweak the effects by the level, only by the level, not use the mix, because if you if you come from the 19, for example, when you use the very big, huge rack, typically all the effects are connected in parallel as only in the wet mode. So if you want to create the wet, dry, wet functionality, the wet effects are should have the killer dry functionality, or you can select the mix to the 100%, because no dry signal has to pass on this block. Remember, no dry signal. So this is the reason that you have to put the mixer. This is mandatory. Otherwise, you cannot use the effect in parallel. Okay, and another important thing is not put in, for the same reason of the amp, you have to put the effects, the bypass mode in the mute FX in, not through. Otherwise, when you switch off the pitch, you have the dry signal pass over the block, and you can have a big difference when you switch on and off the signal. So when the block is off, nothing has to pass through that block. I hope this is clear. Please be sure to do this, because otherwise you have a big problem on the level and of the sound. There are some strange phase, some gap on the level, and etc. etc. This is a big issue typically. So if you are not sure, use the effect in serial. I prefer to use the parallel effect to recreate the same condition of the typical 90 huge rack like Van Halen, like Steve Lukather, John Petrucci, and so on, where they have the wet to dry wet system. So the dry signal, it is not affected of any preset, pass as it is, and you add all the effects in parallel, okay, but only the wet effect, not dry. Okay, I have let's say I did an upgrade of this effect, because as you can see here, I create a serial and parallel effect, as you can see. So I put all the ambient effect in parallel, but I create some serial connection, because I like, for example, the delay. Okay, it is in parallel, yes, of course, but also go in serial to the Plex delay, and this Plex delay goes in serial to the Plex delay, and serial with the flange. And this is the, let's say, the amazing possibility you can do with the Fractal, and can let you to work around the ambient effect in a very efficient way. I would like to show you. The pitch effect has two functionality. Let me tune up. Sorry. Okay. Very nice. There are two voices. One is one octave. I can show. One octave is on the left. And the other voice is on right. Okay. And this is my effect. I have the same functionality as I shown you before with the pitch. This is the pitch. As you can see here, on the pitch 2, I can select with all the functionality the channel A or channel B. And as you can see here, the channel B. It is -5 and -12. With a clean sound, it's very nice. to select the whammy. So I love this effect. It's very creative. Let's say when you are playing, you can make a solo with this effect, or you can make the background with this. It's nice. It's typical Steve A Ballerina effect. Let's say it's very close. Okay, Sven Anderson, hi, and there's a special question. If you have the effects in stereo and live, I have only a mono channel at the FOH left. Does that work, or do I have to sum the stereo effect? No, dear Sven, I suggest you never sum the channel. Don't do this anyway. Because you can create a big problem on the phase of your signal. You can use only let the system as it is, okay, and use a single channel. That's it. Never sum the stereo channel together, otherwise it is a mess. It is a mess, because especially when you create a preset like this. Of course, if you have a single channel, for example, and as I show you with the pitch, you have a different pitch from the left and the right. Of course, you lose one of the two pitch, one of the two voice. That's it, nothing else. Okay. In that case, you have to be aware that in the FOH you go to in mono, and you can decide to, instead to have the pan left and right, you can put the effect in the center, so like a mono. But especially for the chorus delay, Plex delay, and so on, that you have the stereo effect. It is a matter of phasing analysis, phasing algorithm. But if you use the single channel, you don't affect nothing. You have you lose the stereo effect, you lose the wide effect, but nothing else. If you mix the left and right, you have a mess. Absolutely a mess, because the two channels are different, and so the sum of the signals create a very big issue. So if you have a mono, connect only left or right channel. That's it. I suggest you also to check what's happened when you have a single effect. If you, for example, with the delay, typically, okay, for example, I use a stereo delay. Okay, I show you, and I use the left time ratio, so the left and right channel are beating late to create the wide image. Okay, the repetition of the delay, it seems in the same time, but is a bit non in phases to create because I have. If I put 100%, now the repetition in the middle. If you raise down this effect, you have the delay left and right. Okay, so if you use this configuration, typically the only problem you can have is on the pitch, but you can decide simply to put the pan at 50%. So with this two voice in mono. Okay, let's go ahead. Well, this is the pitch. Okay, now to continue because I have many effects, I use the send return, but don't confuse this send return with the amp send return. These blocks let you to wrap the row in a different line. Okay, so this is the send, this return. Don't forget, because by default the return level is to 0. You have to set up the return level to 100%, otherwise you have no signal. Okay. Never use stereo effects until now. This is bad, because you lose a big percentage of the powerful of the Fractal device. Okay, so let's continue. I have the chorus also in parallel. Okay, I can show you. Very simple. As you can see, the mix is 100% and the level is the control to set up the amount of chorus. It's a very large chorus. Then I have the delay. As you can see, the delay is connected in stereo with the chorus, but also in the parallel at the same time. This cross connection. Also with the delay, I have the same philosophy, as you can see here. The delay effect, okay, this is the bypass and the whole functionality switch between A and B channel. Okay, this I point out in the case of the effect, I have different settings, because okay, the mix is to 100%, the level is to 0, and to select a different delay, I use the input gain. I explain why. For example, the A channel is 34%, and the B channel is 24. So I created two different channels with the same effect, stereo tape, and with input gain I decide the amount of delay. Why I use input gain instead of the level? Because when you switch between the scenes, okay, I don't want to affect the tails of the previous scene. Okay, if I use different level settings, when I switch between channel A to B, the tails get the value, the level effect of the new scene. So you can listen the volume of the delay that drop down immediately, and this is not nice. So to avoid this problem, instead to tweak the level, you can tweak the input gain. Because you can change the input gain, but you don't affect the volume of the tails of the delay. I hope this is clear. I can show you if I, for example, the channel A, I put. When I switch it to B, for example, okay. When I switch it to B, okay, I have less volume, but the previous tail stay as they are. If I do the same with the level, for example, if I do this, you can hear the difference. The volume of the tails goes down immediately, and I wanted to avoid this. Okay, so let's recover the previous settings. Okay, more or less is the I can switch on as you can see on my pedal board. I have a look the because I have a different. Let me. Okay, this could be useful for you. Okay, I have my layout, in this case, it is scene number 1, 2, and 3, okay, with the possibility to switch, to toggle scene number 1 and 4. Okay, the scene number 2 and clean scene number 3 and 7. This is my configuration, and then I let all the other foot switch to select on and off my effects, and the last one is the tap tempo and tuner. Okay, this is my configuration, only to show you how does it work. And as you can see, all the effects, the scenes recall is fixed. The effects are assigned to the per preset. Okay, so let's come back. Then, this is a very nice trick. I love to do this. I also have the Plex Verb. Okay, this is nice. And also, this is only possible with octave X3, because only octave X3 has 2 pitch block and 2 plex delay block. Okay. And this plex block is a plex shift. As you can see, it's not connected in parallel, but I get the signal from the direct signal. Okay, I put the effect, and the result of the effect with the mix to 100% go to the plex delay. And this is really amazing to create an amazing texture. It's a really nice shimmer. It's completely different if I connect, it's not the same. So only the wet result of the plex delay go to the plexi, and yeah, I love this effect. With the same philosophy, I use the flange. In this case, with the mix is 100% because I get a portion of the plex delay, so it is a really wet effect, and I go to the flange to create a very spatial effect. Also, so you can hear the flanger. It is only on the plex delay, it's not on the direct signal. So I can play around with this preset, and I show you what is the result. Okay, you can get. That is very nice. So let's have a look on my pedal board. If I switch on the driver, so I can have a mix of a high gain signal and also a really break up signal with this amazing drive. The Clone Centaur is, to me, is very nice. Now I am working with the scene, only with the scene. Okay, sorry, the camera of the football was frozen. Okay, no problem. Okay, so everything is clear. you can, of course, recreate the preset, or if you want, you can buy this preset on my store. We will find the link just after the live stream. Okay, ciao Carol Miro. You don't put the mix to 100% with the flange like you did on the... Yes, good question, Carol. I show you why. Because flange in this case is not in real parallel, because this connection is missed. I don't make this connection. The flanger, as I mentioned before, get the signal from the Plex delay, and I don't want to have let's say I handle the signal from the Plex delay, but in the flange mode, not in the parallel mode, let's say. So for this reason, is connected in serial. Is in serial with the Plex delay, not with the direct signal. Okay. With the delay, you prefer to increase or decrease the input? Depends, Carol. I tweak the delay as I need. Typically, this is, for example, for the lead channel, I use the 35%. For the crunch, I decrease it to 24. It depends of my needs. Sometimes I switch off the delay. Depends because I like to get the delay also on the rhythm part with the crunch channel, but it's depend of the song, because some songs are needs, some songs are for example ACD song don't want the delay, so I switch off. This is the reason that I like to have the foot switch to enable and disable the effects. Ok. Qual è la tua patch rock? My updated the rock patch. Please wait, Fabio. Okay, you can also buy the preset, Fabio. Now the last updated is the MF Rock Pack. MF Rock Pack has all last of my presets. I am waiting the new firmware to update it and create new presets, but so it is a matter of some days, because I already tested the firmware 6 in the beta version, and it is more or less are okay. So please let's wait the new firmware the last day. You can buy, of course, now, and when there is the new version, we will receive the notification where you can download again the new version. So all my presets are done in the way that you can have the new upgrade when it's available. Okay. So I have to fix some. The preset is not yet available because I have to check everything. But in any case, if there are some bugs or something to fix, it is a matter of a few minutes, and you will receive a notification with a new preset. So, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, Marco, I don't thank you for your question, but it's not a question correct in this session. You can put this question also on my group. Thank you so much. Well, I hope that you like this tutorial. If you like, please put a like. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have any question, please put the question below the YouTube video, not the Facebook video, please. Because Facebook is only to notify that it's available, but use the YouTube channel or my channel or the G66 channel. So thank you so much, guys. I'd like to play a last song. I like this backing track so much. Very nice. So